Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and, well, I really like to say I told you so. And I told you so. In case you didn't hear the latest news, Benioff and Weiss, the showrunners for Game of Thrones, who were confirmed to be working on a Star Wars trilogy slated to come out in 2022, are now off that project. So why am I saying I told you so? Because if you've been listening to anything I've been saying regarding the future of Star Wars for the past while now, I've pointed out this grave disconnect between the narrative we've been given previously by Bob Iger and the information coming out about the future of Star Wars, right? The previous narrative after the total and utter failure of Solo was the canceling of a whole bunch of projects, the idea to scale back and to say we're not going to release movies all that often. We're not going to be pumping them out one after another, once, twice a year. You know, maybe like once every 2 years seems like a better time frame with which to do this. And then we had the announcement, we'd already had the announcement at that point of Rian Johnson's trilogy. We had the announcement of the Benioff and Weiss trilogy, and now we have the announcement of Kevin Feige Star Wars film in development. So this doesn't really add up. Now these little pieces don't really add up together because you have three big names in Hollywood. Well, four. Benioff and Weiss are two people, I guess. All slated to make 7 total movies in Star Wars in the near future. None of these guys are going to be hanging around twiddling their thumbs waiting for their shot at Star Wars. So, cram 7 movies in the next handful of years before these guys move on to other things, bigger and better things. Because yes, as sad as it is to say, there are much bigger and better things than working on a Star Wars movie. Thanks, Disney. So Benioff and Weiss are the first official casualties of this scale back. And this comes after Netflix offered them purportedly a 9-figure deal to come make shit for them instead. So this tells us a lot. First of all, I'm sure as much as Disney's put out the word in Kathleen Kennedy Butter's statement, we're so sorry to see them go. We welcome them back in the future. Which honestly, I don't know, maybe they would. But after their abject failure at wrapping up Game of Thrones in a remotely satisfying way, and the need that Disney has to scale back on Star Wars film production, this seemed kind of like a great opportunity. This seemed like the perfect excuse for Disney to weasel its way out of one of the sets of films anyway, that it's promised. It's smooth, really nice, very convenient. I'm sure that ever since the utter and total failure of Game of Thrones Season 8, they have been just waiting for a chance to cut and run on Benioff and Weiss. And here it comes. There it is. Nice and easy. And Benioff and Weiss just went and chased the money elsewhere, which is, by the way, how they ended up on a Star Wars project in the first place, because they were doing that show for HBO, right? The one about, like, slavery or something. And they cut and run on that. The second they were offered a Star Wars deal, and presumably Lucasfilm was not offering them that much money. Certainly didn't seem like they tried at all to counter what Netflix offered them. Why Netflix has offered them this much money to do shows for them is totally beyond me. Maybe, I don't know, Netflix has a really personal investment in Game of Thrones, and they were and really hated the way it ended, and we're like, we'll pay you guys a bunch of money, force you to sign this contract, and then never let you make anything ever for whatever period of time you're locked into only working for us exclusively for. Is that guaranteed money? We will pay you $500 million. I can't imagine it's that. Maybe it is that much. I don't know. To not make any more TV shows. Wouldn't that be hilarious? I'm sure that's not the case. I'm sure they're going to be allowed to, probably adapt and ruin various other franchises, because Benioff and Weiss are adapters. That's what they do. They don't write shit for themselves. They just adapt other people's works, generally speaking. So I'm sure they'll just, probably pick out something. What's something beloved from your childhood? Name like a book or a TV show or something that meant a lot to you growing up. I'm sure they will take it and ruin it. Give them a crack at an adult version of the Berenstain Bears or something. I don't know. But the point is that not everybody who was announced for a Star Wars movie. Wow, my cat's just knocked over my light. That was really exciting. Give me a minute to fix it. I'll be right back. Can you not? I love having 4 cats. It's such a treat, especially when 2 of them run around like psychopaths looking for the most trouble they could possibly cause at a given time. Anyway, where were we? There was no way in hell everyone who was announced to be making a Star Wars movie was actually going to end up making a Star Wars movie. So this is the first logical cut. Now, the only bad thing I have to say about Benioff and Weiss being booted off of Star Wars is they were the most specific trilogy that was, or the specific project, the most concrete filmic project announced in Star Wars. They were set to release in 2022. Presumably they had some ideas. We've heard rumors that it was Knights of the Old Republic era, and whatnot. And, so there's some planning, some pre-planning process. I don't know how far they got in pre-production of any of this material. We know that, Benioff and Weiss were actually, in Lucasfilm in talks with people regarding what they were going to make. So now that they're off, you have this half-baked project. Are you going to abandon this? Is this Disney's opportunity to cut and run and say, fuck this project, we're going to scrap it? Or do they like what they have? Do they like what they started with and now want to bring someone else on board? Someone who perhaps is already attached to Star Wars and has no effing clue what he's going to do for his own trilogy. Someone like, yes, the Roundhead himself, Rian Fuckface Johnson. Is it possible? Yeah, anything's possible. Now, if I'm Disney, you'd have to be a fucking moron to keep Rian Johnson involved with Star Wars. And maybe they were hoping he was the one they could cut and run away from. Maybe they're locked in. Who knows? It's unclear what. I mean, they keep putting out the same. He's still working on his trilogy. The Rian Johnson trilogy is still happening. But we haven't seen anything concrete or any details regarding that. It does seem to me that keeping somebody on board who drew such controversy into your Star Wars universe is a bad idea. I mean, Solo was an abject failure. I think that if Star Wars discussed bringing Ron Howard back for another, Lucasfilm discussed bringing Ron Howard back for the Star Wars film, it wouldn't create nearly the backlash or uproar as bringing Rian Johnson back. But yeah, because, totally, controversy is what sells, not movie tickets. That's not how that works. Movies are actually things that people want to go and enjoy, so pissing people off, especially like your dedicated fan base, maybe not the best philosophy for selling tickets and getting butts in your seats. But what do I know? I don't do this thing. So yeah, Benioff and Weiss just chasing the next top dollar out of the Star Wars universe. Hooray! That's one small victory that we can all be thankful for today, that we will not get the Game of Thrones of the Star Wars universe. So I think we can all smile a little bit and rest a little easier knowing that that's not going to be the case. Now, that said, and you guys can tell me, if your choice was the Roundhead trilogy or the D&D trilogy, which are you picking? Because that's my only bit of trepidation in this news is I'm picking the D&D trilogy every single time over any more garbage that Roundhead was going to bring to this franchise. So what do you think? If losing D&D makes Rian Johnson's involvement more firm, is this an acceptable trade-off? Or would you rather have kept, I mean, obviously booting them all is the right answer, but what would you have rather, a D&D trilogy or a Rian Johnson trilogy if you had to pick one? Let's hope it doesn't come down to it. Let's hope that's not the way things are going to be, but, who knows what the future holds for Star Wars. And that's it. That's what I want to talk about today, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and press the like button. You might have been expecting a Mandalorian trailer response. You will get that. That is the next thing that you will get from me. It'll be happening very, very soon. So, don't hold your breath. And if you're thinking, yeah, good, then yeah, good. And if you don't understand what the fuck that means, you clearly haven't watched the trailer yet. So go do that before you watch my video, because I don't play the trailer in my video, so you have to go watch it. Anyway, that's coming your way. Again, press the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Also, make sure your notifications bell is on and that your settings are set to all notifications and not personalized. Otherwise, YouTube will probably decide that you don't want to watch any of my videos in spite of the fact that you watch all of my videos, because YouTube hates me. And because YouTube hates me, I'm doing all sorts of other things to help give you guys opportunities to help support this channel. So you can click on those. If it hasn't popped up yet, you'll see a link for Get Involved with Me. That's going to tell you all the different ways to get involved with my channel and watch it grow, help it grow. There's Patreon with a lot of awesome exclusive things. There's going to be exclusive videos starting next month on Patreon that are only available to any and all Patreon subscribers, so you can be a part of that community for as little as $1. Got some really great things coming up for Patreon as well in the future. You can also, that will tell you about my PayPal. So if you don't want to give sleazy-ass YouTube any of your money, you can always support me directly through PayPal. It's a wonderful thing. That money mostly goes towards feeding my 4 cats and being able to make more videos for you guys, because seriously, this is my job. I love being able to do it, and I want to be able to continue to do it and give you as much awesome content as humanly possible. I have so many wonderful things coming up this year. I'm really excited. It's a lot of things. You're gonna love it. And then also Teespring. I now have merchandising finally directly through YouTube, so you can scroll down, check out some of my amazing designs, visit my Teespring shop, get some of those for your very own. Also, don't forget to follow me on the social medias, on Twitter at Jesse Milestone, on Instagram at Mindless Entertainment, and don't forget to go on Twitter and follow at Team Jesse. It's the official Jesse Milestone fan account run by not me. And then also there's a link down there, down yonder, for LA cheesesteak reviews. There's an awesome new channel I'm working on with me and my fellow Philly expats, trying to find a decent cheesesteak in Los Angeles, and largely failing. Hilarity ensues. So thank you for being a part of Mindless Entertainment. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you all again very soon. God Empress out.